All right. Today's session is demystifying Panini grammar, Ashtadhyayi, or any sutram that is thrown at you. How should we not feel like a googly is coming and hitting us? huh? Just that part we will try to see it. One thing I want to start with is Sundarakanda, Sita Devi, when she is in Lanka Nagaram in Shoka Samudram. At that time, Anjaneya comes to her and says, Devi, I am so and so. Who are you? Are you Sita? I'm looking for Sita, like that. And she says, yes, yes, yes. But how is my Rama doing? And then when Anjaneya Swami says, Rama, he's always thinking about you, Amma. He is in such dukkha sagaram that Rama is only thinking about you. He is immensely suffering. Then what does Sita Devi say? Abba, I don't know. It feels so good to hear that Rama is also like me, suffering there. Just like that, now all of us are going through more or less the same thing. It gives certain thing. We are all in the same boat. If somebody looks like they are advanced or they know better, it's not because necessarily of the skill or anything. They have more exposure, more abhyasa, or more background than all of us. When growing up in our childhood, first grade, you are in first grade, everybody is 6 year old. You are in 10th grade, everybody is 14, 16 year old, more or less. Now we are in S4. We have range from 20 to 84. Now everybody has different levels of exposure that they have, and they have different backgrounds and all that. But we are coming together, and in the class, when it is normalized to a certain standard, suddenly we do not know our place, because we are relatively finding out, are we here? Should we be here? Should we be there? Where am I? That question comes up, right? Am I doing good, or am I fit, or am I in the right place or not? That question could come here. The way S1, S2, S3, S4 are structured, initially it started with Sambhashanam being the main focus, right? Then little bit of grammar was given to us in S2, and S3 Pragata Bhasha, little more, and then S4 directly we are thrown into the ocean now, because we are supposed to do Shastra Adhyayanam from January. So all the grammar portion should be done by the end of December. That is the goal. Now, if all the topics are introduced to us, where is it that we find suddenly when they talk about Vruddhirachi or Vruddhirechi or Vruddhiradauch, like that, when they talk, it's like, what language is this? Why are they talking like this? That sutram, when it is put on the slide. So I want to give a brief introduction. Um, I think I qualify for this session for one reason. 2 years ago, I wanted to do a diploma course with Sringeri, Rashtriya Samskrita Samsthan in Sringeri, online course in Sanskritam. I was supposed to be placed in a level called P3, for which they took the interview, and I qualified for P3. Unfortunately, they sent the payment link for P4, and I paid it, and they put me in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi class. I went to that class for 7 classes. I felt like I was a dumb idiot, not knowing a single thing what they're speaking. Everything is in Sanskritam. I have no idea what they're talking about. They assumed if you are in P4, you will know certain basics. And because I knew that I don't know anything, every time it felt like I was swimming under the waters. So S4 feels very familiar place. In case that is how it was, then at some point I said, this is not for me. I will not do this. But I have done some work so that I will not feel like that again in my life. What I have done was, what is this Panini grammar? What is this Panini grammar? I wanted to see the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. Suddenly, when it is thrown at me, I don't even know Panini grammar. I did not even do one single sutra. And now, when the Sanya Prakaranam, that Prakaranam, this Prakaranam started, I'm like, what is this Prakaranam? I don't even know what they're talking about. That was what I went through. So, Panini, now there are 3 levels for our grammar. Now, first, we want to know in English, the word grammar is what we will loosely translate Vyakaranam to. But we should not translate it like that. If you translate it to grammar, then we are lost. In Sanskritam, Karanam. Karanam is tool. Karanam. Here it means this is a tool. Vyakaranam means it is a tool for us to know the Vyutpatti. Where did this word come from? Is this sadhu or asadhu? Like that, for us to know, it is a tool. Karanam. Vyakaranam is Karanam. That lyut pratyayam is given. So in general, if you take Sanskritam, the language name is Sanskritam, right? It is Samyak Kritam, means well done. The word language name itself is Samyak Kritam. Why does it mean perfect or well done language? Because they took the screenshot of, if you take the entire Vangmayam, entire vocabulary, Padasampatti of Sanskritam, and then they created rules on top of it, Vyakaranam. Panini is only one type of Vyakaranam. There are many. But Panini, for our Lagu, that Mandabuddhis that we are, Panini is the easiest one. There are many grammars that are Brihat. We cannot master all those. Panini grammar is supposed to be one of the shortest Lagu grammar. Now, in Panini grammar, the Vyakaranam, we'll call it Vyakaranam. What he has done is took the entire, he traveled all over India, Akhanda Bharat, not just the present day geographical Bharat, na. Akhanda Bharat, which is the Pakistan where Lahore is there. His birthplace is in Lahore. What to do? It is in a different country right now. But he traveled all across Bharat and took the entire Sanskrita Pada Sampatti and created grammar on top of it. Is it humanly possible? Yes, because he has done it through meditation. He is known as a Rishi, Panini Muni or Rishi. He is not a normal human being like us. He has IQ that will just blow up. He is like a human supercomputer. So what did he do? He took the entire Samskrita Padasampatti and created patterns. Now, if you take any word, to be able to tell where did it come from, that is what Vyakaranam can do. It can give you an algorithm to say where did this come from, how did this come, where did this originate from. But when somebody says Panini Sutram, if they say Vyakarana Sutram, what does Sutram mean? Sutram is thread. Generally, Mangala Sutram, somebody ties a Sutram is thread, like that, right? But in Vyakaranam, when something qualifies for it to be called a Sutram, there it has to qualify certain 6 criteria are there. When can something called be called a Sutram? If I say A, B, C, D, F, will it become a Sutram? No. It will not become a Sutram like that. So, Panini has created Ashtadhyayi. Adhyayam is chapter. Ashta means 8. 8 chapters of 4,000 sutras. For all of this, the basis came from his meditation on Nataraja Swami. That's why we all learnt Maheshwara Sutrani, right? In that Maheshwara Sutrani, we have 14 of those Navapanchavaram, Dhakkananada, Navapanchavaram. So that forms the basis of this 4,000 sutras that he has exploded on. And now, what are the different aspects for a sutram? Sutram has to be very short. Very short. Because so many of us know either Vishnu Sahasranamam or Lalita Sahasranamam or anything like this by heart, right? More or less. Srimata, Shrimaragni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari, like that you can go. Because it is created in a way where we can simply, by memorization becomes very easy because you can say it and it is Laghu. If I give 1,000 names and put them in a prose and say you say it, we will not be able to remember it. But if it comes in a small sutra form, capsule, then we will be able to remember it well. So the sutra, the first first requirement for something to be called sutra is laghutvam. It has to be short. So when we see something like Ruddhirada, like that, there is a sutra. If somebody says e, a, log, a, I, or I, au, or Ruddhi, this is what we call Ruddhi, like that, if they make a full statement, it, it will become too long. Now, 4,000 such long statements, remembering it will be very hard, right? But if it is Ruddhirada, then it is like, oh, the number of syllables is very short. And then the second one is it has to be unambiguous. When a sutra is given to you, it has to be unambiguous. Clarity, utter clarity should be there on why this sutra is given. And the third one is, I think I wrote a few things here so I can, significant meaning. If I do ABB, no, it has to have a meaning. Everything has a purpose. Every statement should have a purpose. That sutram should have a purpose. It should be short, it should be unambiguous, and it should have a purpose. And then the other one is it should have multifold usage, universal in application. Now we saw in Taddidas there is something called an pratyaya. But an is in Taddidas, but it can be used in many other places as well. We used something called vriddhi. The word vriddhi we used, if we said adisvaraha vriddhi bhavati chet, then adisvaraha vriddhi bhavati. What is vriddhi? Because vriddhi is already defined at some place, now we know vriddhi means I, out. Like that we know. So we are able to use that. So universal application, multifold application should also be there. That is the fourth one. And fifth one, it should be perfect. Anavadyam means you cannot find fault with that sutra. Like that. So in these aspects of it should be, it being short, generally they go for mnemonics. In Natva Nijanta, in the Nijanta book, you will see, we saw where should we use Dvitiya Vibhakti, where should we use Tritiya Vibhakti. We have like, they have given us a slide where there are 7 rules. Now, how do you remember 7 rules? You may or may not be able to remember all the time, right? But there is a small sutra that says Gati Buddhi Pratyayavasanartha Shabda Karma Akarma Akarmakana Manikarta Sa Now. So in Nijanta, it will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti if it qualifies this. Gati, Buddhi, Pratyavasana, like that. So that is a sutra. If you learn that sutra by heart, then the entire Nijantas where you should use Dvitiya Vibhakti and Tritiya Vibhakti, you will know. Yes or no? Is there any confusion there? There is no confusion, because is it short? Yes. For the given that it is seven rules are there, and all of it is in one sentence. If we learn that one sentence, say it 50 times maybe, and we learn it by heart, then that Dvitiya, Tritiya confusion is gone for us. Gatyarthaka va, buddhi va, shabdarthaka va, karmaha va, akarmakaha va. Like that we can go through that, and then we'll be done. Is it laghu? Yes. Is it unambiguous? Yes. Utter clarity is there. Like that. Now, Panini, what did he do? He wrote the sutras. And to make it laghu, there is a small shloka that says, if for the sake of brevity, to make it as short as they can. Now, there is humanly, it is impossible to make it any shorter. So, it cannot be any shorter than this. That's how they have compacted it. They say, even if they save one syllable, if they make it one syllable short, they will have the happiness of giving birth to, they go through the labor pain of making it shorter. That it is almost like giving a child, a birth to a child. It is like that, to make it even shorter, even shorter, even shorter. Now, in one of the sutras recently that Bhagini showed us yesterday or day before yesterday in the slides, what did she say? In the Shivadi Ganas, like that she referred to one. Now, if Shivadi Ganas, all those words, if you are including in your sutra, then your sutra will become long. So what did they do? They will simply refer to so and so, and then they will refer to that Shivagana, Shivadigana, like that, Shaiva something, they will put in the sutra. And then there is something called Ganapatha. Now you have to go to Ganapatha to say, oh, what is all in here? Why all this exercise? To get the brevity. We are learning Samskrita Vyakaranam when we are in our 40s, 50s, 30s, whatever. But in olden days, Shabda Manjari, Amarakosha, Ashtadhyayi, by the time they are 8, they know. All the children know. Then when they say that sutram from that patham, they know which sutram it is, which patham, tata, they will say it out. For us, we do not have that. So we will go through books. We have our mobile. They may have their brain. We have our mobile smartphone. Asti killa. We may not be smart, but we have smartphones with us. Ashtadhyayi.com. Simply type sup. Then we'll get all the supratyas. You do krit. We'll get all the kridantas, whatever they are there. Now, Panini gave the sutras, but he did not explain it in great detail. So, the next person who did that for us is called Katyayanaha, and he is also called Vartikakara. He is the one who gave the commentary. He explained the sutras for the next generation. He came later than Panini and he explained the sutras. Sometimes for the brevity's sake, if he is compacting it too much, then, for clarity, to say what is this about, it looks like a mnemonic, what should it be? So he explained it. Now, after that Vartikam, which is the commentary, Mahabhashyam came. Vartikam is also not enough sometimes. So Mahabhashyam came, Patanjali came and gave us the Mahabhashyam, which is like a extent. It is not Bhashyam. Commentary is Bhashyam. He gave Mahabhashyam. Bruhat Asti. That's why it is Mahabhashyam. Where all the, if there are any errors, anytime somebody does it for the first time, there could be few exceptions here and there. They might that editing mistakes may be there here and there. So because they came after few hundred years after Panini, there could be some mistakes here and there. So Vartikakaras and the Mahabhashyams, they fixed it. Panini grammar is only one type of grammar, one Vyakaranam. There are many such grammars, except that for this age and time, for given our little intellectual capability, Panini grammar is the easiest. It may look hardest right now, but if we keep at it, it will become easier at some point. Why should we learn Vyakaranam in the first place? Why should we know all this? Why? Like that, it will be there, right? Generally, they say in all the Vedangas, Vyakaranam has the place of Mukham. If Vedangas are taking a body, then the Mukham, it can be Vadanam or it can be the mouth. The most important thing is Vyakaranam. For Panini, his genius has proved that his work can be used to know the Vyutpatti for both Veda words in Veda, Padasampatti, and non-Veda. This just Kavya or Vyavaharika Bhasha api. So he was able to achieve two in one. That's why Panini grammar is useful. Now, the sutras, there are many types. Like today, Vasanta Bhagini said Adhikarika Sutram. What does Adhikarika Sutram mean? So Sutram also comes in certain, like there is a purpose of each Sutram. Now we have 4,000 sutras. How Panini went about was he simply wrote one sutra after the other, connecting to make it the shortest. 4,000 sutras in a logical order in which he thought he will cover the entire Vangmayam. But now, if I want to know Sandhi, then one sutra will be in first chapter, one sutra will be in third chapter, one sutra will be in some other chapter. There is no one way to know what are all the Sandhi Sutras. I do not know. They will not be in one place. Unless I know entire Ashtadhyayi, I would not know where the Sandhi Sutras are. So, the next genius came from Dakshina Bharata. Here, they came up with, they took all the Sandhi related sutras one place, all Tadhitas in one place, all Samasas in one place, all Dhatu related one in one place. Like that, they did something called Prakaranam. Prakaranam is like chapter or topic. So, Siddhanta Kaumudi, they took Ashtadhyayi and reorganized it and said all the Sandhi Sutras in this chapter, all Tadhitas in this chapter. Like that, they made it easy. But what's the problem with that? Now, Panini Maharshi, for the sake of brevity and continuity, he will say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he will refer to like fourth formula is referring, helping fifth formula, fifth is referring to seventh. Like that, there will be a continuity. Now you remove all this 111 formula from here and make it into one Prakarana chapter and say all Sandhis are here. Then it will be 1.1.1 and then it can be 2.3.2, something like that, which may not relate. So in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, they have something again on how to do this prakarana. Now, if you go to this, how should you read each formula? Now, when you read the formula, there will be something called vritti, anuvritti, like that. That means there will be a formula, but that formula is based on previous few formulas. Then they will bring all those formulas together and present to us in one go. So the formula itself directly will not tell us what the formula is, but there are dependent formulas that are there that it is referring to in future and that are referred by in like previously. All of them are together in one place. So Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi comes, Siddhanta Kaumudi comes with topic wise. Now that is also 4,000. Maybe it is categorized, but it is entire Ashtadhyayi reorganized. So what they did, Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi is only 1,000. There are many sutras in Ashtadhyayi, but you know, if you want to master Sandhi, then go to this Prakarana. Like that, we have Laghu, means they made it even shorter and chose the chosen 1,000 sutras are Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. Whenever our Bhagini refers to in the class Kashika Vritti, or when she says Siddhanta Kaumudi or Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, she is referring to these Vyakaranas in different places, that this is coming from there. In that, they refer to it like this. In here, they refer to it like this, like that. She is referring to those. But in general, sutras, when something is Adhikara Sutra, means it is the introduction of a certain topic. Now, when Vasanta Bhagini said this is the Tadhita, means Hitebhyaha, like that, if there is Hitarthaha, something like that, then that is the topic that is introducing all the Tadhitas from there on, like that. Now, there will be Sanya Sutram, like that. Sanya means definition. Now, there Paribhasha means terminology. Now, if I'm a doctor, then medical terminology is different. And if I'm a computer scientist, data scientist, my terminology that I use in my daily job is different. Dentist is different. Everybody, it is different. Now you come to Sanskritam and suddenly you throw a word at me. I don't know. It means what? What? Is there a meaning to it? No. Unless somebody tells me what is it, there is no meaning to it. So that paribhasha, the terminology, we may not be aware of it. So we want to know. Sanya means they are trying to give a definition to that particular terminology. What does that mean? Like that. It means sanya. What does that define? What does it mean? Like that. Then we will say it means lopaha. Means you, if there is an in that a, e, u, un, like that, you will not consider the last letter. So anytime something last letter is adarshan and lopaha, like that, if you are removing the last syllable, then call it it sanya. It will get this word it. So from there on, next time they will not say adarshanam lopaha, 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 lopaha. It will not happen. It means 1.5 syllable only. Lopaha means 2 syllables. So they will only say it. From there on, it will be it only, because at least half syllable is saved. So like this, they have made it smaller and they had made it unambiguous. And because each formula is depending on the previous ones, there is a certain pattern to it. But if we don't go through the entire Ashtadhyayi, but because we are going to Tadhidas, and Tadhidas is the longest in Ashtadhyayi, given there are like more than 256 plus sutras in that only. They say more than 1,000 sutras go for that. Around 256 topics, but 1,000 sutras. We may not know all of it, right? So Bhagini is trying to introduce to us few of the Tadhidas. In that few, only few pratyayas that we will say, okay, we will take this pratyaya, this pratyaya. Now, whenever we say pratyaya, there is this Vyakaranam, all entire Vyakaranam boils down to only two concepts. How do you break a word into two things? That's it. If you take a word, you should be able to break it. We are like the Narasimha. We will keep breaking it apart. So, when you break it, generally there is something called Prakriti and there is something called Pratyaya. Vyakaranam is a tool for us to know the Vyutpatti of a word. And Vyutpatti of a word, we generally break it into two ways. One is called Prakriti and one is the Pratyaya. Now, Pratyaya, you can loosely translate it to suffix. It may not be actual suffix, but loosely translated to suffix. This Prakriti can be two types. It will be Pratipadikam or it can also be Dhatu. So depending on if it is Subantam, then it will become Pratipadikam. If it is Dhatu, then it will become Tingantapadam, then it is generally Dhatu. Loosely. But again, depending on if it is Sanadi and all that, it will have different flowcharts will be different for all of this. But in general, what does Vyakaranam do? It gives us a tool to know the Padam Vyutpatti or where did it come from. Is it Sadhu or Asadhu? And it will give us an algorithm and a pattern for us to recognize where is this Padam going to. Now, if I take Ramaha, Shivaha, and all this, Krishnaha, and all that, it may look like forever. There is no end to it. But if I say pattern, Akaranta Pullinga Shabdaha, that's it. There is only one pattern between all of these Surya Hava, Shiva Hava, Rama Hava, it doesn't matter. Akaranta Pullinga Shabdaha. One word, one pattern, everything will be done. Like that, all these formulas are more or less, they are trying to give us a pattern recognition for identifying how to make this rule work. Now, there is a general pattern given to us, right? There will be one formula that will be like an umbrella that covers like the Moore's law. 80% of the words will be covered by 20% sutras only. But for the remaining 20%, we have to come up with so much. So they will be apavada, exception to the exception. Only in these places it will not be there. Only in these places it will not be there. Like for example, the other day, Dvivach, like Ganga, Krishna, Pampa, it is one kind of sutra. Then for Yamuna, now we have many other Nadi names that will be longer. Then if you want to go for those kind of words, then it will be another sutra like that. But within these 4,000 sutras, Panini has covered entire Sanskrita Vangmaya. Entire. That is his genius. Now, when some sutram is thrown at us, what we have to do is, what is the purpose of this sutram? First, what is the purpose? Is it helping me memorize what the intent of the sutram? Like understanding the sutram is a science by itself. If it is feeling mystical or mysterious to you, that means we did not do the basics of learning how to look at a sutra. In general, in sutras, for the brevity aspect of it, they have a technique on using different vibhaktis to denote. Okay, right now I'm going to talk about if Shashti is used, there is a certain meaning in the sutra. If Saptami is used, there is a certain meaning. If Tritiya Vibhakti is used, there is a certain meaning. So all these meanings are already there. So the science or art of looking at a sutra itself is a lesson by itself. So for now, I think in our level, if we learn what the sutra is just for us to remember that slide or the rule, we are good. because only if we learn Ashtadhyayi as a comprehensive aspect of it, it makes sense to even go through all this. If we are not learning Ashtadhyayi, or if we are not trying to master, we cannot master one sutra here, one sutra there. It will not happen. For us right now, the intention is understand the purpose of that sutra, what is it trying to say, and then try to learn it by heart. That way we don't need to remember the entire slide, and maybe have one or two examples to work in reverse and go about.
So beautiful, Bhagini. I missed the first few this thing. So to follow up on that Itsang, yeah, what you
Mm.
explained, it seems so similar to that Tilopaha that Bhagini
Ah.
said, right?
Mm.
So how do I even begin searching or trying to make sense of what does Itsangya mean or what is Tilopaha?
Generally, there is a in Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi, there is a prakaranam called Sanya Prakaranam. That means that is the place which will tell all the sanyas, all the definitions. So if you go to that, we will know. Like again, that is right now. Just go with the meaning of it only. Don't try to go through the how should it be interpreted. Is probably we can do another session in future on how to know what we are doing right now, or interpret a particular formula, like based on its vibhakti, and what is the vritti anuvritti, like what is the previous formula, what is the following formula, why is it this, can it be any shorter than this, like that we can do some mental exercise also for that. For now I would say whatever Bhagini is saying, we just take that. Oh, Tilopaham is last akshara is last varna is removed, like that you just assume that part and remove it, just like that.
So Itsangya also is the same, right? No?
It is like that, but it is generally for um, pratyaharas, meaning ach. If I say ach or un, when I say that
Oh,
un, that is
ah.
it. There you are removing it.
Oh, evam. Okay.
Um,
Got it. Oh,
and
it's like
here,
Bhagini, that means
abbreviation.
that means the last n will go away and a
yes,
remains
yes.
like that,
So
right? It
in
means
yes, yes. In
okay.
Maheshwara Sutrani, all the end letters that are given, more or less, they all fall under it only. Like they are there only for pronunciation. Ruk, that k will go, ch will go, all will go, hal, l will go. All of them are more or less just for us to be able to pronounce only. There is no other purpose for their existence. But to know it, generally, the first letter is always included. It is only the last letter that you are removing it. Like when we say un, a, e, u are part of un. Only n is removed. Un, that n only it's sanya prapnoti.
Bhagini had a request. Could you do a short, like interactive class on how to use Ashtadhyayi as far as our S4 is concerned? How
Ah,
to utilize the website,
ha, ha, ha.
not comprehensive, but related to
Our
S4, what
class.
all we
Yes,
might need.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really helpful to a lot of us.
We'll do one session like that probably next week or
Thank you.
so, where how to find Krudantas, how to find Shetru, Shanach, Nich, Sannanta, how to go about browsing that website, how to
And
go through
also, like what,
Ashtadhyayi, Lagu Siddhanta
yeah,
Kaumudi, how
yes,
to find the gender.
just like any sutra that our teacher refers, just go
Mm,
back and have a
mm,
look and
yes.
make sense of what she said,
Mm,
how it, the
mm,
sutra, the steps in
mm,
it.
mm.
That if you show one or two
Yes,
examples,
yes. I
then
think we
at
can
least we
do that.
won't feel so strange
Mm,
Yes,
mm.
Bhagini.
hearing about it
Yeah,
in the
it was
class.
Bhagini.
आम् आम् कर्तुं
Okay.
शक्यते प्रायः
Um,
आगामिसप्ताहे एकवारं
लघु सिद्धान्तकौमुदी अपि अस्ति वा आन्लैन् मध्ये?
अस्ति अस्ति किल
अहं कदा
अष्टाध्यायी
न
मध्ये
गतवती।
सर्वाणि व्याकरणानि सन्ति तत्र
एवं वा? अस्तु अस्तु। अहं चिन्तितवती अर्थः कः, देन् to go to basics will delay Bhagini like anything. So I just keep mum. When she says some terms, I keep wondering, oh, what is, this
Yes, yes.
one?
And the thing is, our journey just started. S4 is only for us. When Bhagini said this is only introduction, that is in true sense introduction, because we are only getting a taste of it. This is like wine tasting and tea testing, coffee testing. We are just getting, oh, this is there, that is there, that is there. We know there's a shopping list right now, where to go if we want to go dig deeper. That's all.
Yes,
This
for
is not
example, now,
mastering by any way.
yeah, then she said Shivadi Gana, right? I don't even know how to get that
Yeah,
Gana.
see, that's
Mm.
what my
You know?
question
So,
is.
okay,
Maybe
here
like,
briefly I will show it to you.
yeah, Tatidanandam,
Mm,
how to go around that
mm,
Tatidan, it would be helpful. Really.
uh,
And you see in Ashtadhyayi Antargana, what does that mean?
mm,
Um,
yeah.
such details like basic. Um,
Yeah. So in here, Ashtadhyayi, one thing is for the Laghutvam, the Laghavam aspect of it, to make it shorter and shorter. What our Panini Maharshi did was he created subtexts like Ganapata, Dhatupata, Shabda Linganushasana. Like that, he has created other small, small appendix. You can think it as appendix. Now, in his sutra, he will say Shiva the Gana, but that will be in Ganapatha. It will not be in Ashtadhyayi. So here, if you are you able drishyate va tatra
Drishyate
ashtadhyayi.com
Bhagini,
tatra
Drishyate.
Ganapatha iti asti kila tatra vagacchatu
Okay.
dakshine tatra
Mm.
Ganapatha. Then here you go and search.
Mm.
Like here, Sarvadiganaha, Svaradiganah, Chadiganaha, Pradiganaha, like that. All the ganas are there. Now we go into
Okay.
this, we will know where to look for.
Dhanyavada Bhagini.
Mm.
So what we
Tatra,
are looking in under
uh,
the Ganapata.
we have to go to Ganapatha. And if we want to know, Tatra Koshanveshaha iti asti kila. Now,
Mhm.
Koshanveshanam, Kosha means treasure. Now, it is not just Amara Kosha is one, but there are many dictionaries, Nigantavaha, Bahavaha, Santi. So, if we go to Koshanveshanam and say, if I want to know Kosha or mm, so here, Pullinga, Napunsakalinga, like that, it will be there, right? Sometimes you will see in Amarkosha, there will be Kli. Kli means Kliba, Napunsakalinga. Sometimes they will not say Stri, but in the shloka, there will be a reference to how to see it as Stritvam. How is it Pullingam? How is it Napunsakalingam? How is it Strilingam? Like that, there are few words that indicate what lingam it is. Kli or Kliba means Napunsakalingam. Hmm? Neutral gender. That's why in our Bhagavad Gita second chapter, Klybium, we have that, right? He says, don't go towards that Klybium, Mas Maga Partha, like that. That is Napunsakalingam. Don't act like you are neither this or that. Like that, he is Bhagwan is saying Arjuna. Napunsakalingam bhavati tatra. And then sometimes English may be more helpful, so you can still scroll down. But sometimes you'll not find it in here. Then learn sanskrit.cc website astikila. That is better. You can simply go there, get the Mula Padam, and then come here and see what you should do. And Tadhitas you will not find in Ashtadhyayi here. Let's go to, they cannot be Dhatu because they are all coming from Pratipadikam. How can we look at Ashtadhyayi if it is Dhatu? It's not based on Dhatu and it is Pratipadikam. Now, Ramaha, Shivaha, Krishnaha, will we find it on Ashtadhyayi? No. But what will we find? Rama's Dasharatha's son is Dasharathi. That formula we will find here. How to get Dasharathi we will find. But we will not find all the names on the planet here. Na bhavati tatra. Because it is based on Subantams. And now sometimes there is a question of, why is it so? Why am I able to find, say, let's say Patati or something, Pachati, Ubhayapadi asti kila. Let's try pachat. Pach dhatu. Ekavaram tatra. Somebody is ringing my bell. Give me a sec. Kshamam yache. Tatra pachati asti kila. Now we may think pachati, well, Sannanta also are based on Pratipadikam, but their root is coming from Dhatu. Even though it is Pratipadikam, their root is coming from Dhatu, so you will find it in Dhatu part. But Taddidantas, they are not coming from Dhatus. So we will not be able to find it in Ashtadhyayi. Meera Bhagini, etat spashtam va? Kimartham taditas, you cannot find them in Ashtadhyayi.
भगिनी सूत्रं कथम् अन्वेषणं कुर्मः?
सूत्रम् अस्ति चेत् तत्र अष्टाध्यायी मध्ये तत्र गच्छतु. सूत्रपाठः इति अस्ति किल, तत्र गच्छतु. एतानि सर्वाणि सूत्राणि तत्र. तत्र नदीनां से अलोन्तर संयोगः शब्दस्य. लेट्स् लुक् फॉर निजन्त सूत्रमस्ति किल, गति. सी गति बुद्धि प्रत्यवसानार्थ शब्द कर्म कर्म काणमपि तत्र. देन् इट इज डूइंग, सी, गति बुद्धि प्रत्यवसानार्थ शब्द कर्म अकर्म काणाम नि, like that. Karta sah. Now you see here ni. All these are now prathama ekavachanam, prathama saptami. Now that saptami vibhakti prayogam has a certain meaning, like that. Now anuvrittihi means you have to, this is dependent on a certain formula. So what is that formula? There is that. Now if they say karma, now I don't know what is akarmaka and what is sakarmaka. Now you go to that to see what is karmaka or akarmaka, like that. And then this is a adhikari sutram. Where is it coming from? Like that they have all the, where should you go for remaining. And then here it is all the explanation of the entire sutra. Tatra gachatu sutra pataha iti.
अस्तु भगिनि.
And then if you want to know all the prakaranam wise formula, then Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, if you go to Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, like Sanya Prakaranam, Ach Sandhihi, Hal Sandhihi, Visarga Sandhihi, Ajanta Pullinga Shabdaha, Strilinga Shabdaha, Napunsakalinga Shabdaha, like that. Ganapataha, Churadayaha, Ganapataha. Then you can go through all these, how the 1,000 formulas are put into chapter wise. You can go through Laghu
Oh,
Siddhanta.
there is Tatidananda here as well.
Taditaha, Santi. But again, they will refer to others as well. There we have 1,000. Here they only took few. So Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi.
That's a good one.
Astu.
Like the Sandhi and all, it's very helpful. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. If we learn the sutras, then that way we don't need to remember the slides and what are the Visarga Sandhi rules. Now, if you ask me Visarga Sandhi rules, if there is a word, I will break it. But if you ask me to tell me why it is, so it's like, there are 7 rules. Maybe this is one of them. If this falls, that. Now you simply say the sutra, then everything will come in that sutra itself. Like that. Astu?
अस्तु भगिनि, धन्यवादः भगिनि।
धन्यवादः। तत्र स्थगयामः वा?
अस्तु।
प्रार्थनतया। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
धन्यवादः
धन्यवादः
भगिनि।
भगिनि।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः
Oh, let me stop recording.